What's up, everybody? This is Nick from Podcast Now, and today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for the Highlander in For Honor. The Highlander is one of the two new characters in Season 3. Has a very large two-handed sword and a seemingly fairly simple moveset, but you can actually do a lot of damage with it. So the interesting thing about the Highlander is he has two forms of attack. He has his defensive, which is what you consider the normal, you can block, parry, and then attack. And then he also has an aggressive stance, which to activate that you want to hold down the R2 button, the heavy attack button, and he'll go into like depending on which way your weapon is, he'll go into like a stance and the weapon will glow, and these attacks do extra damage, but you can't block or parry or anything while you're in this stance, so you have to use it carefully. You have to know when to use it, the right times to use it, and if you mess up using it, you can, lose the fight. So before we go into his aggressive stance, one thing that is really unique about the Highlander that I think is actually one of his best moves. Most classes have like a jump in where you dash in and then you do a heavy attack, and that like either launches you forward or does something to engage a fight. The Highlander actually has a really unique form of that where you can dodge in and use a heavy attack, and he'll do like an overhead slash, which actually really leaves you open, but if you click R2 again in a separate direction while he's doing that, he'll actually change the direction and do like a spin and a heavy attack slash, which throws almost every person I fight off guard. I think I've landed like every single time I've used it. Okay, the Highlander has three main combos. I'm pretty sure these combos are really only usable in the regular defensive form, but I'm not 100% sure. They're light attack, heavy attack, light attack, heavy attack, and then just two heavy attacks. They, like all other classes in this game, the combos, if you finish one, they do a lot more damage. His double heavy attack combo is particularly good because most of the time, as long as you change the direction, you don't really notice it playing as him, but compared to other classes, he actually does a second heavy attack much faster, and people have a lot less time to react. So usually if you land the first one, you end up landing the second one, and when it comes to like smaller or assassin classes and things, and classes that don't have a lot of health, you can actually kill them, with just one of those combos and then maybe, one extra aggressive heavy attack or something. He does a lot of damage. It's almost insane. I think I've killed like a shinobi in 2 hits as him before. So now that we've talked about that, we are going to talk about his aggressive stance. The aggressive stance, really, you want to go into it with the heavy attack. It's best used as like a follow-up to after you do something else, like a combo or something. But it can actually be really good to initiate if you use the block break abilities that it has. So the two abilities that it has for block breaking, you want to get into the aggressive stance with holding down R2, and then if you press square, he does a very powerful kick that will stagger the opponent. And then if you hold back on the movement stick and then also hold down square, he'll do a throw. He'll go in, he can close a pretty good distance, I think, and he'll grab the person and throw them, and then they will fall down no matter what. They don't need to be out of stamina or anything. So the Highlander also has a light attack kind of move you can use in the aggressive stance. It's kind of really just like a cancel So if you've just started to do a heavy attack in the aggressive stance, and you know, all of a sudden notice that someone else is doing an attack, and you definitely know that they're going to hit you first, you know, that can be really bad for you. So actually, if you do it soon enough, you can actually cancel it right away with a light attack, and he'll do a really fast light attack and like whack them in the head. And that can actually really help you, because then you can, you know, just turn that into a light attack, heavy attack combo. Something I found really useful when playing as the Highlander is you want to play more defensive with most classes. Like, for example, the Peacekeeper assassin, you'd want to be more, you know, defensive, because you know you want to sit back and let them try to, you know, jump at you. You don't want to give them any openings. But for some classes, mainly the two heavies and also the shinobi, I find, because he has his range attacks, you actually want to be more aggressive, because I mean the shinobi can hit you with light attacks all day, so you're going to have to rush in there and do that. And the good way to engage, if you are going to engage, is to do that cancel and then side swipe with your dodge and heavy attack, because that's 2 heavy attack hits that it hits them with. I don't exactly know the damage value on that, but... And last but not least, the Highlander, like the Lawbringer, excels at parrying. So if you can get a parry on someone, don't necessarily go for just parries, like, because, you know, none of your moves actually require parries, but the way that the parry staggers an opponent, if you can get someone with a parry, then they'll be staggered enough where you are going to get like a guaranteed aggressive stance heavy hit on them. Or you can do an aggressive stance grab or kick that'll throw them on the ground, and then even use like a combo that's going to be guaranteed. Alright guys, that has been tips and tricks for the Highlander class, one of the new classes in For Honor Season 3. Please subscribe and like this video and share it with your friends, and check out some of our other For Honor videos that we already have up.